Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2026, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat in 2047 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences, and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations and celebrations. Today is commemorated as Lori, which is a harvest festival at the end of the winter season, which is a joyous one and prosperous festival. In India, with Lori celebrated on January 13th annually, this is a special celebration, particularly in northern India, that marks the harvest of the winter rabi crops and the end of the winter solstice. It celebrates the sun and the ushering of longer days. Lori is a traditional celebration particularly observed by northern India and linked to Punjab region and the diaspora to mark the passing of the winter solstice and welcome longer days and the sun's journey to northern hemisphere. It is typically celebrated in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and Jammu, and is one of the most popular festivals in northern India and diaspora. Lori is linked with two different significant legends, but is typically observed a day before the Magi festival, which is dedicated to the sun deity Surya. It is an official holiday in the northern Indian region and is usually celebrated by Hindus, Sikhs, and Muslims in houses that have recently had a marriage or childbirth. Celebrations will reach a higher pitch of excitement. Historical references to Lori are mentioned by European visitors to Maharaja Ranjit Singh in 1832. Further references is made by Captain Mackensen, distributing suits of clothes and large sums of money as rewards on the Lori Day in 1836. The celebration of Lori with the marking of huge bonfire at night is also noted in the Royal Court in 1844. Another popular folklore links Lori to the tale of Dulabati, a folk hero who supposedly came from Punjab region and led a revolt against the Mughal rule during the reign of Mughal Emperor Ambedkar. Dulabati was regarded as a hero for rescuing Hindu girls from being forcibly taken and sold in the sales markets of the Middle East. Therefore, along with singing and dancing around sacred bonfires, children go around home singing the traditional folk songs of Lori with Dullabati's name included. After the song ends, the adults of the home are expected to give snacks and money to the singing group of youngsters. The reign of Dullabati in 1500s, the folk hero Dullabati is born in the mid 16th century and dies in 1599 after a legacy of activism. Europeans in Maharaja Ranjit Singh make reference to Lori in 1832. Captain Mackensen of Maharaja Ranjit Singh distributes suits of clothes and large sums of money as rewards on Lori Day in recognition of Lori, glorified since 1836. The royal court lights a huge bonfire at night to celebrate the Lori in 1844. So, Sankranti and Lori, Makar Sankranti are harvest festivals, but Lori, which celebrates the harvest of Rabi crops, happens a day before Makar Sankranti. Lori is a harvest festival that is mostly celebrated in the northern states of India, such as Punjab and Himachal Pradesh. However, it is usually followed by other harvest festivals, such as Pongal in South India and Makar Sankranti in the western parts of India. Folklore of Punjab believes that the flames of the bonfire lit on the day of Lori carry the messages and prayers of the people to the sun god to bring warmth to the planet and to help crops grow. In exchange, the sun god blesses the land and ends the days of gloom and cold. The festivities around the Lori celebrations includes the lighting of a sacred bonfire, and you can join in on the celebration by lighting a fire of your own. It could be a campfire or even a mini bonfire to ease into the end of the winter season. Invite friends and family to make it a wholesome celebration. Part of the Lori festivities include singing songs. Practice your vocal skills today by looking up songs that fit the celebration and practicing to sing. So, do you have any Indian relatives or friends today who are overseas? Will be the perfect day to visit and celebrate them. If you don't have anyone, close relatives or friends, you could always go over to a local Indian neighbor or merchant and send your celebrity greetings, or travel to India or Indian diaspora for embracing the festival. Historically, the revenue for winter crops used to be collected on Lori, so it marks a new financial year. The day is named after the goddess Lori, the sister of Holika, who is celebrated on Holi. Lori has the shortest day and the longest night, after which every day will get longer. The winter crop Rabi is harvested in the days up to Lohari, and then on the festival day, all those involved in labor gather around to celebrate the harvest. In Hinduism, it is believed to celebrate the goddess Lori and the god Agni. In Indian culture, Lori marks a new beginning. People of India celebrate the festival with full zest and enthusiasm, and they also thank the sun god for abundance of farm harvest in the previous year. During Lori, all grudges and issues are put aside in order to fully bask in the day's celebration. Everyone gathers around to sing and dance around the bonfires and put their troubles aside. Lori festival is also a tribute to the Robin Hood of Punjab, Dullabati, who used to save the Punjab girls from being sold in the slave market. This symbolizes the power of activism and standing for what is right. Today is also commemorated as Poetry Break Day in US on January 30, and we are committed to helping you have an amazing celebration. Poetry Break Day is a celebration of poetry inside all of us. People celebrate this day by writing poems of their own and also reading poems written by their favorite poets. Some might say that it is a day when poets take break and people who usually don't write poems take up their responsibility. However, no evidence supports the claim, but one thing we can agree on is that celebrates poetry. Today is also commemorated as Printing Ink Day on January 13th in US, celebrated annually on the closest Tuesday to January 16th since 1977. It's a day we all come together to remember one of our most essential office tools. We get to know what inks are made of and where they come from, and what they are used for. Ink is generally a colorant such as pigment of dye used to deliver color to surface like paper. Back in day, there was no printers or ball pens to take notes, so people used materials like colored vegetables or blood of fish amongst others. Imagine having to kill a fish every time you needed to send a note to a friend. This couldn't, this could take the fun out of it, right? So ink has been around for a long time. The first man-made ink was mostly developed in Egypt in the West, and it was formulated by mixing carbon suspensions in water with additives like egg albumin and natural gums to hold it together. Later on in 2500 BC, the Chinese and Egyptians simultaneously developed inks made from similar materials, soot derived from wood smoke and animal fat and condensed with a substance from animal skin called gelatin. Soot is a dark pigment, hence why most writings today found from that time were black. They would use an adhesive gum materials to mold them into rods, which were eventually dried and stored. Upon use, they would take the rod and dilute it in water to activate it before application. Around 400 BC, and earlier even others also started using it. Indians developed their ink called masi. It was made from bone, star, and pitch like our modern day pens. A needle was used to apply the ink of parchments. Following them, Romans created a new type of ink with the use of ground irons and tannin from gallnuts, which formed the basis of inks through the coming centuries. In 1440, the mechanical printing press was invented by Johannes Gutenberg in the West, but it had a unique problem. Existing ink did not absorb fast enough into the paper and inconveniently smudged as the paper moved. To find the solution to this problem, Gutenberg came up with the first oil-based ink made from turpentine, walnut oil, and soot. This singular contribution to the print world earned him the title Father of Print. In 1772, the first patent was issued in England for making colored ink, and as the millennia advanced, new print technology developed. In the 1970s, there was an oil crisis and printers started looking for an alternative to petroleum-based inks such as water, soy, and vegetable-based ink, which are more sustainable and friendlier to our environment. The Egyptians and Chinese, and so on. So despite what some people think, despite what some people may think, things have truly evolved into the print world. It is now used in many beneficial aspects of our lives, and the information we print on paper provides not only environment, social, and economic benefits, but also helps maintain public health, welfare, and environment, making paper one of the few sustainable products in the world. It stands for the can, magenta, yellow, and black. They are further referred to as full color printing or four color printing and are the most commonly used printing technique. Using these four primary colors as its base, varying combinations of these four is what produces virtually every color you think of. Inkjets are generally less expensive to buy, though the ink used for these is more expensive. Laser printers are good for text and documents, whereas inkjet printers are better at printing photos. Also, as well as being more expensive to buy, laser printers are usually heavier and take up more space and power than more compact inkjet printers. So like the most of our day and mundane tasks, we often forget to refill our printer ink. So take out some time today to give your ink, friend, some extra care and maintenance. Today is also commemorated as Public Radio Broadcasting Day, observed annually on January 13th. Internationally, the world celebrates a special piece of technology. The radio, the day honors those who invented the radio and devised public broadcasting. It gave us a newfound appreciation for technology and its importance in our lives. While private homes across the UK, Hungary, and France, and some other places had conventional telephone lines broadcasting news, music, live theater, music hall, fiction, readings, religious broadcasts, etc. This system was called electrophone in Britain, telephone, Irmondo in Hungary, and theatrophone in France. But the first sounds, voice, and music signals heard over the radio was in December 1906 when Canadian experimenter Reginald Fessenden produced about an half hour of the music and talk for everyone who might be listening from Brant Rock Massachusetts. The next few years were marked by similar experiments, but none of them could sustain continuous services. And then in New York City in 1910, a live opera featuring some of the most renowned opera singers of that period was broadcasted from the Metropolitan Opera House. This became the world's first public radio broadcast, running on for several hours. This broadcast was unfortunately not picked up by many people and was even considered unsuccessful because of the poor sound quality. On the mid 20th century, every country had a broadcasting system that was in most cases run and operated by the government. By about 1945, with the invention of television, the radio and its influence transformed it, remained the most widely available electronic mass medium globally. But it faced competition from various other mediums. In the 21st century, radio broadcasts face competitive pressure from digital satellite and internet based services, but they seem to be holding their own and adapting to the listeners' changing needs. Today is also commemorated as Poetry at Work Day in US, which is celebrated on second Tuesday in January. On this day, workers enjoy poetry as a means of relaxation and recreation while at work, and poems are a creative way to boost mental ability and improve efficiency at work. And poetry involves conveying messages and emotions in words using structures, style, and rhyme. Today is also commemorated as National Sticker Day on January 13th. Stickers, just the word, has a happy feel to it. We love stickers and they are all around us and a part of everyday life, though we don't often realize it. January 30 is a National Sticker Day and it's a perfect day to go crazy with your love of them. The first stickers began as a tax and postage stamps in 1800s, but they have come a long way since then and there are a variety of uses and styles today. And there are political stickers, band stickers, and bumper stickers. They are funny, cute, congratulatory, and animal stickers. They are especially popular with children and who often collect them in the sticker books, but they are for everyone and every taste. Regardless of age, on January 13th, unleash your inner child and get creative with some stickers. Today is also commemorated as National Shop for Travel Day in the US, which is celebrated annually every second Tuesday in January on January 13th this year. And we got our fun mode activated, exploring the world, checking on the choicest destination spots and endless travel deals. Founded in 2018 by the Travel Technology Association, the day aims to celebrate the transformation of the travel experience through technology. With today's much more technologically advanced world, everything is a lot easier, including travel, whether for pleasure, or work. It requires just a thought and a click. The National Shop for Travel Day, birthed in 2018, celebrates the joy of travel and the technology innovators who have transformed the way we all shop, compare, plan, and book our vacations. It is the brainchild of the Travel Technology Association, which is a leader in the use of the travel technology world to give a good deal to consumers. This is a day for travel brands to promote the best travel deals and inspire travelers to search and book their next trip before the peak holiday season begins. It makes the fact that one key business life principle put in your holidays into calendar at the start of the year. There is also commemorated as National Rubber Ducky Day on January 13th in US. You make bath time lots of fun. Rubber ducky, the friendly puppet, isn't the only fan of bath accessory. The country celebrates the toy on National Rubber Ducky Day on January 30th. The most popular toy has seen a lot of variations in its history. First designed in 1800s when rubber manufacturing began. The duck was made out of plastic and vinyl during both world wars as rubber was scarce. The ducky toy was first patented in 1928 by London's Mark Lawrence. But the toy was a little heavier back then, and he put a weight into it to make sure it would always stay upright. If you ever out in the ocean, you might just run into a rubber ducky. 28,000 rubber ducks on their way via boat to Washington went overboard during a storm in 1992. It has been said that the ducks floated north to Arctic, got trapped in the ice, and were slowly thawed out into the Atlantic Ocean. There are thousands still out there and often happen upon shores all over the world. Be on the lookout and be sure to celebrate their back day on January 30th. Today is also commemorated as National Peach Melba Day on January 13th. It's time to enjoy a sweet treat that this National Peach Melba Day on January 13th made and named in the honor of famous opera singer Nelly Melba. This day invites everyone to try out this amazingly refreshing dessert. While the original recipe is a dish made from peaches, raspberry sauce, and vanilla ice cream. Multiple recipes saying up the ingredients to suit various tastes and create slightly different flavor combinations. Today is also commemorating as National Catherine Day on January 30th. Today is commemorated as Make Your Dreams Come True Day on January 13th. Dreams are the wings upon which we all soar through life, and Make Your Dream Come True Day on January 13th. We are fulfilling all of ours. This day is celebrated to encourage every person to make their dreams come true. So we don't know when this day originated or whose idea it was, but we do know about dreams, the ones that came as you sleep and the ones that give you life a special meaning. Ancient people often believed that the dreams were messages from a higher power. In fact, the ancient Egyptians believed this is so much that they actually induced dreams to receive more messages. They would lie on the special dream beds in the hopes that a dream would give them advice, comfort, of even healing. Ancient people even practiced dream interpretation. If records are an indication, ancient Sumerians, Babylonians, and various other cultures all kept records of religious texts featuring interpretations of various dreams. The other kind of dreams highlights our hopes and wishes are sometimes called daydreams, although this umbrella is rather large. Dictionaries mention daydreams as being fantasies of hopes, dreams, and throughout coming to life and experience while awake. Although in our heads, multiple famous people across the ages have created masterpieces and new ideas while daydreaming. Today is also commemorated as Korean American Day on January 13th to honor and highlight our friends of Korean descent who have made immeasurable contributions as small business owners, military service members, faith leaders, doctors, to artists, and elected officials for over a century, ever since the first immigration was happened way back in 1900. Today is also commemorated as Kalaning on January 13th in UK, celebrated every year is a Welsh tradition of celebrating and welcoming the new year. Kalaning is a Welsh word that is derived from Latin word calends, which translates to the first day of the month. While many countries have adopted the Gregorian calendar, a village in Wales known as Wangwan is still using the Julian calendar. Hence, celebrating New Year 13 days later, nonetheless, the celebration was still a spectacular on Kalaning people of Wales exchange gifts, sweets, or even money with their family and friends to welcome the new year on a good note. Let's learn more about the year's old tradition on Kalaning. With this, we shall end today's commemorations and thank you everyone for joining us in today's celebrations and commemorations. We wish you all a happy Bogi, Makara Sankranti, and Kanuma Mukkanuma festivals. And may God bless you with prosperity, wealth, health, and well being to all of you. And the sun god, Sriman Narayana, Aditya Narayana, and all grace you with abundant opportunities. So, with this, we shall end today's commemoration. Thank you, everyone, for joining this. And see you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link with different commemorations and celebrations. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form raised in the form of polls. Take care. Good night.